Uber just rolled out 2 new changes for drivers, and one of them could affect how you accept orders moving forward. The other might actually help protect your earnings in a way we haven't seen before. So are these changes actually helping drivers and couriers, or is there something else going on here? Firstly, I saw this yesterday while I was on a shift. It says earn extra with Quest. Now that's not new. We've had Quest for years and years. It's a batched bonus if you don't know. So a batched bonus, I have to complete a certain amount of assignments and then I get the bonus. Like this stellar batched bonus from, I think it was DoorDash. Well, you're looking at it on screen. It was complete 20 deliveries, get an extra $200. That's an extra $10 per delivery. That's crazy. But anyway, back to this. But here's what's new. Complete trips under the reject limits and you could earn $409. Now, the number sounds great, oddly specific, but this is brand new, under the reject limit. So if we tap on that, we see the actual breakdown of these batches called quests on Uber Eats. So it says from Monday to Friday this week, earn extra by keeping your rejects low. Complete your trip goal and stay under the reject limit to unlock your quest reward. So what is this? Take a look. Actually, let's go down to the smaller, maybe more attainable quests here, like this one. You do 10 trips, you'll get an extra $15. That's traditionally how it was always written, but now they threw in, yes, an acceptance rate. You can think about it that way because you can't reject more than 20 offers. Think about it as like declining, right? Just, I don't want it. You send me an offer, I'm declining it. So 10 trips with fewer than 20 rejects, and so on and so on. Take a look. Would any of these actually, there's something else here. Pay attention to this. Pay attention to the earnings because I noticed something here. But let's take a look. 20 trips with fewer than 40 rejects, you get $35. Now 30 trips, the rejects are going up by 20. The trips are going up by 10. So 30 trips, 60 rejects. You can imagine, yes, 40 trips, 80 rejects, and so on. Now, here is maybe the attractive thing, that there is a steady step change and improvements to the per delivery pay the higher and higher you go. So it's $150 per trip on the Quest 10. It is, what is it? I was not prepared for this. So $35 divided by 20 trips, it's $175 on Quest 9. And then 61 divided by 30 trips, that is $203. You can see how we're slowly increasing here. I'll just put the rest on the screen here respectively. So you get more earnings per delivery all the way up to what? $4 some, right? I mean, yeah, up to $4.09 per delivery. If you can manage to do 100 trips in a week, let me know if that's feasible for you, with fewer than 200 declines. Now, interestingly, I do still have a normal quest in here as well. This one from Sunday until Sunday, just 9 p.m. until midnight, basically, where this is how it's always traditionally been written. Complete 2 or more deliveries to earn $5, and then you unlock another tier. So if I do the 2, I'll get $5. So in essence, $2.50 per delivery. And then I can do another 2 more for $7, 2 more trips, $9, etc. With any of these quests though, like think about if it's actually feasible. Can I do what, 2, 4, 6, 8 deliveries in 3 hours? Possibly, it just depends. But going back to the, again, new reject limit here on all of these quests. Firstly, I'm seeing a lot more quests. There's 10 different variants here that I can select from. How would this have affected my prior shift? I'll leave that video linked down below. I've actually hit some of these smaller quests without even trying on recent shifts. It'll be, I'm in Pittsburgh, by the way, Central Pittsburgh, complete 3 deliveries, get an extra $6 or something, get an extra $5. And I'm not even trying, I'm just driving and I hit it. So I feel like if we're adding rejects here, it's one more thing to think about. Frankly, I was not thinking about those quests. I'm still trying to hand select or cherry pick the highest paying offers. And if I happen to get a quest, great. I would kind of think maybe the same for you. Now, $1.50 per delivery, that's fine. But if we're getting up to $2, $3, $4, you are going to now, even more so in the past, have to concretely think about your acceptance rates. You're going to have to let me know if these are fair acceptance rates to hit these quests. So I guess if that's the case, if this always hovers around 30% acceptance rate, and it kind of looks like it does. Okay, so if we assume it's always around a 33% acceptance rate, whatever, then the problem isn't the acceptance rate changing. If it's always locked in there, it's a problem of, can I do those amount of deliveries in this amount of time? What is the time here? So all week, yeah. From Monday 4 a.m. until Friday at 4 a.m. Can you do what? 10, 30, 40, 80, 100 deliveries. Now, speaking of my recent shift here, I'm going to show you some of my orders. Actually, let me show you right now. So here is a trip radar. Take a look at it. And again, I'll leave this shift link down below. Take a look, take a look. Do you notice anything? You can discard the DoorDash thing. Does anything look at a place? Okay, here is another offer. Take a look. Here's an add-on, not particularly in the same order. Here's an add-on. Take a look. Do you notice anything different? Take a look at the screen. Okay, one more right now. Here is another trip radar. Take a look. So we have a good sample size. Does anything look different? Let me know. So this next change was first announced in November of 2025, and Uber just updated this 2 days ago, basically, at the time of filming this. And this is something that I don't think, 3 days ago, technically, I don't think a lot of marketplaces have this. And I've called on the company to really move this faster. If you know the pain of not getting overall Dasher rating when that's like, when is it coming? On-time rate, a lot of us didn't really want that to expand. So, but they, took some time to expand that. But anyway, this program, Tip Guarantee for Couriers, they just announced this on their official blog. Again, initially November of 2025. I mean, we're in April of 2026. Do you have Tip Guarantee? So here's what it's supposed to look like, and here's how it works. When a delivery trip includes a tip, you'll see a guaranteed badge on the trip request. That means the total amount you see, including the tip, is the amount you'll receive after the delivery. If there's a change in the tip amounts after the delivery, post-delivery, Uber will cover the difference. In cases where the tip increases, as always, you'll keep 100% of the tip. I call this one of the biggest things that I've seen in the gig economy in some time. Instacart had a $10 tip protection years ago. I mean, DoorDash has told me in person that they had something like this. I don't really see it in the app, but let me know if you see it. Maybe it's just not a problem on DoorDash. I mean, you let me know here. But this is like goodbye to tip baiting. Goodbye to zeroed out tips. Goodbye to if you have a large catering run, if you have a large Walmart pickup, if you have a large expensive sushi run, all of these delivery, a large shop and deliver. If it has this tag that says guaranteed, it doesn't matter if the tip was zeroed out. I'm sure there's some fine print, as long as you didn't do anything fraudulent and stuff like that, right? You'll get that entire tip amount, and Uber will pay it out of pocket. Because yeah, Uber says, hey, if things change like the basket size, if the customer changes the stuff that they're ordering on a shop and deliver and they're tipping based on percent, yeah, the tip may change. Customer did not receive the order. Again, things that went wrong, fraudulent stuff. Order canceled, obviously that wouldn't, pay out for a tip there. Order reassigned, suspicious activity detected, or payment failure, that all makes sense. But regular orders, if it has that flag, you are guaranteed that tip amount. So what I was showing you here, let's go back to one of my offers. It does not have tip guaranteed. It'll still say includes expected tip. That's not the right verbiage here. It has to say guaranteed includes tip. So let me know so we can compare. because I don't think they just randomly put this on their blog a couple of days ago if more marketplaces weren't getting this in an expansion or already have gotten this. So do you have tip guaranteed or includes expected tip? Again, how this would have affected my prior shift, it would have been awesome. I mean, I don't get tip baited a lot. That's when the customer like puts especially a really high dollar amount in there in the tip, $15, $20, just to like get the attention of a courier, get their their food delivery, whatever, picked up, delivered to them. And then they're just like, yeah, forget that. They zero off the tip. I'm not tip baited a lot, but it's happened before. So while it possibly wouldn't affect like my day-to-day, because like most customers never do that here in Pittsburgh, I know in some of your marketplaces, like this might happen more. It is frustrating, and you will not have to worry about tip baiting. That's pretty crazy. I mean, it has to be placed on the Uber platform, not third parties. Fine, that makes sense. I think most people are ordering on Uber.com or UberEats.com technically, or the app. That's fantastic. Not having to worry about like tip baiting. And I don't think it's going to happen a ton, but it may happen. Just to have that protection measure. I think every app should have that. Every app in the gig economy. Instacart had it. It was a $10 tip guarantee, which is fine. It's appreciated. But to my understanding, this is uncapped, which is fantastic. So comparing these two new features, it was kind of a little give and take today, right? It was the new quests. Now we've seen that kind of like since February. So I just got it here in Pittsburgh. So I want to let you know. Not the greatest. I like the quest that obviously doesn't have even more restrictions to it. The acceptance rate, if it is like 30-some%, that's not fantastic. Orders are getting better here on Uber Eats in Pittsburgh, but still, I mean, 30% to get the quest. But then conversely, the tip guarantee, like I said, I'm excited to get that. I think it should be on every offer, guys. When we expand that to new marketplaces, I want to see it on every offer, not like only certain times, only certain restaurants or merchants, this and that. Like, no, I want to see it on every single offer card because I do think it is going to be a little bit rare, which is a good thing. We don't want customers, reducing the tip amount. But what do you think about both of these? Do you think the quest thing is like a big issue? I mean, well, I don't want to say too much more, but let me know what you think about that quest with rejects and then the tip guarantee thing and when we might see it expand if you've gotten that new feature as well.